Welcome back to the halftime show here on K105. Sam Gormley with you for another edition of our Cougar Conversations segment. Today, joined by Mr. Gary Parker from the Grayson County Middle School. And I know that Grayson County Middle School is going through a lot of changes in a lot of different ways. But first off is for those that might drive by and have no connection to the school at all, they've seen some cosmetic changes and some renovations that have gone along. What have been the changes?
So we have actually been replacing our entire HVAC system, including the ceiling grid and lights. We did as you probably know, gym floor. We had that all redone. Our locker room areas. And that just, all of that work sort of takes a while, we've discovered.
You mentioned before we started this that Grayson County Middle School has a theme this year. A theme for the students, a theme for the teachers, a theme for the staff. What is the theme and what does it mean?
So the theme this year is what's your impact? In fact, we have shirts. The back of the shirt says difference maker. We wanted this year to sort of reflect back about 6 years ago. We had a big community meeting and talked about what we wanted for our vision and mission and core values for our school. Probably the key word in our school's vision is the students having impact. So we thought that this was a great year to talk about what do you want your impact to be? Because everybody here in our building is going to have an impact. We want it to be a meaningful one, a positive one. So we wanted that to kind of be the focus. Like, what are you going to do this year? What's your goal? How are you going to influence others in a positive way?
I know one of the aspects that you're probably taking this and running with it is a new 5-year plan for Grayson County Middle School. And I'm sure most listening are hearing this maybe for the first time. They don't know a lot about it. Maybe they don't have a student in Grayson County Middle School, but maybe they will. Elementary school parent or a high school parent or something that will still have a connection at some point. The 5-year plan as a whole, and you hear that, what does it mean?
Okay, yeah. One thing is I wanted to refer back to Mr. Doug Robinson, our superintendent, sort of challenged the principals a few months ago and said, let's talk about your future, where you're going. And that's kind of what we wanted to sort of encapsulate in this plan is what do we want the school to look like? What do we want to accomplish? What needs to be our priorities for the coming months? We've always operated with a 30-60-90 plan, but we wanted something that was a little more long range. So we actually referred a while ago to our meeting that we had about 6 years ago. We got some of those same folks together, and whether that be students, parents, community leaders, staff members, we got all those folks together and talked about those questions like what are our strengths, what are our growth areas, where do we want to be in 5 years?
Going through, you have 6, I don't know if it's aspects, 6 goals, or what the word is to use to describe it. We can just go quickly one by one on these. The first one is instruction and learning. What's the goal with that?
So traditionally, the middle school has done a really good job on state testing and just instructionally. We have an awesome staff, great teachers. This past year on KSA, we were actually about the 26th percentile in the state with our test scores. Would like to go up to the 20th percentile. We also are encouraging our students, our teachers rather, to do aligned learning targets at the appropriate rigor. All of our students cognitively engaged. We've got a great program with Thoughtful Classroom. And then co-teaching has been a focus of ours this year as well. But all of those things in a nutshell are to improve student performance, get them ready for the high school, ready for their career or college.
Community. I know that the connection with the community is always something that I know the high school puts a lot of impact on. The elementary schools do as well as you. How does the community help in this 5-year plan?
Yeah, so one thing is just a quick shout out. When I got this principal job, my first hire was Mr. Dave Morgan, who used to be at the high school as a science teacher. And he's that's kind of his passion, is getting our kids out into the community, making sure that we have opportunities for them to do some public service, building some networking. We would like to this year create a day of service where we kind of theme a day of our school year toward, what opportunities are out there for us to get involved with the community, because Most of these students that are here, they're going to be a big part of our community in just a few short years. So what kind of community members do we want? So we just want to instill that.
That kind of leads into your third point as well of student opportunity and having career exploration. The fourth one, student responsibility and commitment, things like attendance and so on.
Yeah, sure. Just some of those soft skills that employers are looking for, like are you determined with do you show resilience? Are you here when you're supposed to be? Some of those things were interrupted or we had an obstacle through COVID. And it's just really important for us to sort of recalibrate that and just instill those great sort of work ethics in the students.
It's not just the students, though, that have an impact on a 5-year plan. The teachers. What's the goal for the teachers?
So for the teachers, we just want to be as consistent as possible. We want to teach some social skills, implement our behavior system with fidelity, and then just in general, just keep doing the great job they are instructionally as well.
And then, obviously, we're forgetting maybe the most important aspect, the parents. How do the parents help?
So we feel like we have a partnership with parents because we can't really have that kind of impact that we want to with the students unless we have everyone on the same page. We want to make sure that the lines of communication are open. I want people to feel like they can give me a call here at school if they have any kind of concern or question or even suggestion. We want to make sure that those channels of communication are open and maybe beyond the traditional just parent-teacher time, but get some folks out here involved with the school. And again, kind of a recalibration from where all that was kind of shut down for the last 3 years. We want to sort of reinvigorate that.
The middle school has great things going along. For those that might hear this 5-year plan, they want to sit down and read it. It can be found. Where can it be found, and what information would you want people to know about it as a whole?
We can definitely get people a copy of it if they want it, but it's on our website. In fact, I think there's a button when you go to the Grayson County Middle School website. There's a button that you can go to for the 5-year plan, and we would love any kind of input. It is not a static document. It can be changed and probably will be over the course of time. So we love to have input on how can we do a better job. Because again, it's a community effort. It's not just about what the vision is from the folks who work here in this building.
I appreciate you taking the time for today's segment of Cougar Conversations. We'll take a break and come back with more on the halftime show here on K105.